Glad to have you along with us here on Kart Racer TV. We're going to do a little bit of a combination here. It will be a combination of the X30 Tag Intermediate along with PRD running on the same racetrack at the same time. So essentially we have two different divisions.
Two different battles here. PRD Senior and X30 Intermediate.
So Josh Sarchett will be on pole in the 51 kart. Anthony Sawyer to his outside in the 106C. It'll be Dylan Pelletin in the 120C. Andres Hidalgo will be to his outside. Benoit Arkelian in the 921 kart. Robbie Stanovich in the 44C with Riley Dugan, Jared Patterson, Sierra Hudson, and Joey Panessa rounding out the starting grid at the top 10 here. Starting 11th is the number 2 kart of Ian Bland, and then the 12X is Steven Novikov. Then it's the 777K with Gino Alfonso McCauley. Aiden Yoder in the 44C, Jacob Linton in the 44 with Ashkan Bashkar in the 20 kart. Michelle Manning in the 23 and Troy Jones rounding out your 18 racers in this class.
So there'll be two separate battles for the lead here, two separate classes. Your X30 Intermediate field will start now.
X30 going green.
With Josh Sargent leading. Looks like Anthony Sawyer will hold on to that second spot.
Everybody cleanly coming through corner curve up.
Now your PRD Senior will start their race now momentarily.
So the PRD class now headed towards the main straightaway. They get their green flag. So a combo class, if you will, on the racetrack. And it looks like we have one racer coming to a stop just down the hill. So we already have our first casualty of the afternoon. Your X30 Intermediates now come across the stripe for the first time this afternoon. It'll be Josh Sarchett as your leader. Anthony Sawyer running second with Dylan Pelletin running third.
A little bit of a scuffle for your third spot there between Gino and Dylan Pelletin.
So once again, we have two separate classes out on the racetrack.
Looks like in your PRD Senior Pilot, first place is getting off to a good lead here. Riley
Dugan, another one of those top racers. You'll see Dugan headed down the hill right now.
Giving himself a pretty good lead on the rest of that PRD Senior field.
So
Anthony
now
Sawyer closes up a whole lot on the back of Josh Sargent. Anthony Sawyer goes inside. Oh, really close there. Oh, I don't know if you can go too wide through standing. He seems to almost make it into the hairpin, too wide into the hairpin. Holds on. Somehow these guys both make it through there.
And Sawyer loses a spot, unfortunately, through that whole fracas there. So now that will put McCauley in the second spot as they head through Contino Carousel. So really a battle early there between Sarchett and Sawyer.
Yeah, I think Anthony, he just found an opportunity, and he wanted to do anything he could to get to that lead there.
He definitely pressed the issue as now your leaders come up the hill, headed into corner curver. There will be some slower traffic just ahead of these guys.
Yeah, unfortunately coming out of the hairpin, he just didn't have enough speed to hold off those other guys. Other guys be able to slip by pretty easily there.
So your X30 class now coming in through the hairpin.
Anthony Sawyer goes up the inside there. Now he's in fourth spot. Oh, pass for the lead. Going too wide into concrete.
Now into carousel.
There you go.
So we have a nice tight battle in your top three with the X30 Intermediate class, as we will have 14 laps to go. McCauley is now your leader, followed by Sarchett, Sawyer, and Pelletin.
Sawyer right back up into that mix there. Sawyer has a really good go-kart underneath him, it looks like.
Nice tight battle with your X30 class. X30 Intermediate. Look at Sawyer.
Right, another inside move on the hairpin.
Makes the inside pass through the hairpin as they now come out of Silk, headed towards Contino Carousel. So Sawyer is really pressing it this afternoon.
Aggressive moves, but clean moves. Really great passes he's been making here.
Now
really wants this lead, that's for sure. Really
I would imagine, though, in a lap or two here, Dakota, that these back markers are going to play somewhat of an issue for the X30 racers here. Macaulay, your leader, followed by Sawyer. Sarchet, Peloton within your top 5.
And your senior pilot, seems like Riley Dugan is still leading there by a sizable gap now down the front straightaway into turn 1.
Now your X30 coming out of Carousel, headed into Short Beach. Junior 1 Pilot Comers to grid, please. Junior 1 Pilot Comer. Junior 1 Pilot Comer, you need to be at grid, please. Junior 1 Pilot Comer to the grid, followed by PRD2. Junior 1 Pilot Comer to the grid, please.
All right, this lead is getting really close here between Sawyer. There's a blue flagger right in front of the lead pack here. Oh, blue flagger makes way for the top guys there. It's really clean driving by all. Oh, 3 wide up to the top of corner curva. 3 wide, 2 wide going down the Sawyer makes the pass.
Oh, we have somebody coming in through the infield momentarily as we have another spinner right just as you head into.
Everyone seems to make their way around him. That's a really not the best spot to have a spin. Impressive by those guys to make their way around. Looks like we have another lap car. Not quite giving way in turn 1.
10 laps remaining. As Macaulay continues to be your leader, followed by Sarchet, Sawyer, Peloton, and Yoder in your top 5.
There we go. Pass it to the hairpin.
So nice back and forth battle by your top 3.
Josh Sargent will take the lead again, followed by Gino, followed by Anthony Sawyer.
Junior 1 Pilot Comer, you need to be in staging right now, followed by PRD2. PRD2, you need to start headed towards staging, please. Junior 1 Pilot Comer, you should be at grid right now.
Anthony Sawyer is still hot on the heels of Gino now. Josh Sargent giving himself a tiny bit of room. Still all to play for with these top guys in X30 Intermediate. Makes the pass on a lap car there. Anthony Sawyer also makes their way by. Lap car gives up a little bit of room there to give, let these guys get by.
Sawyer just took the second spot as they headed down into the hairpin, so he was able to take advantage of some of that slower traffic as they now head into Short Beach. They will see 8 laps remaining. 8 laps to go here with our X30 tag intermediate.
It's like Riley Dugan will have a pretty sizable gap here on the rest of his PRD senior field.
Once again, Junior 1 and Junior 1 Pilot Comer, you need to be at the grid right now. Junior 1 Pilot Comer to the grid right now. PRD2, start making your way towards staging. PRD2, start making your way towards staging right now, please. Lead pack coming into Contino Carousel with less than 8 laps remaining. Yoder went purple last time by at 39.154. As your lead pack coming across the stripe, Sarchet, Sawyer, Macaulay in your top 3. Sawyer now going purple at 38.932.
Yeah, Sawyer's really looking to get back to this front here. He's been really aggressive, really on it this whole throughout the heat races and throughout this main event. He definitely has a go-kart to win here. See if Josh Sargent has anything to say about it. He also has a nice go-kart to win, so these two guys anything between these top 4.
Lead pack now coming out of Carousel, headed towards Short Beach. 6 laps to go.
I think we both know that Sawyer will make that pass if he does get that opportunity. He will go for it.
Junior 1 Pilot Comer to grid, please. Purity 2, you need to be at staging and lining up. Once again, your lead pack just exiting Contino Carousel, headed towards Short Beach. There will be a slower kart just ahead of your lead pack. 5 to go. Sarchet goes purple at 38.865.
Sorry, I had a little bit of traffic you had to get through there. Slowed him up a little bit. See if you can try and hold on to Sarchet here.
So the laps beginning to wind down. Some slower traffic just ahead of your leaders as they now enter into Contino Carousel. Through Short Beach, down the main straightaway, across the stripe. There's now 4 to go. So Sawyer has lost a little bit of territory there.
Yeah. Josh Sargent seems to be able to grow that lead just a little bit more. Still very close between these top two, though.
So with the laps beginning to wind down, less than 4 to go. Sarchet now coming around Contino Carousel. Sawyer doing whatever he can to try to maintain really within the gun sights there, but he's really losing territory as the laps continue to wind down here. Now it's a gap of almost a 1 full second between first and second. There will be a slower car just in front of your leaders in a short while here with less than 3 to go. Junior 1 Pilot Comers, you should be at grid. Junior 1 Pilot Comers, you should be on the grid right now. PRD2, start making your way to staging. PRD2, start making your way to staging right now. Two laps remaining. Sarchet now with a very comfortable lead over Sawyer. That has grown ever so slightly. Over 1 full second. There is a slower cart that they will catch here in just a bit. I don't think Sawyer's close enough to kind of take advantage of that at all.
Yeah, Sawyer's falling a little bit further back now. It seems like Josh has a really good setup. Josh Sargent has a pretty good setup on his go-kart there. He's really working those laps. Got by that lap traffic pretty easily. Got 1 lap to go now.
White flag's out. Sarchet with a nice, comfortable lead. Sawyer now coming up on some slower traffic is able to dispose of that driver. But that really holds up Sawyer from maintaining or gaining any kind of momentum on Sarchet. So Sarchet really began to motor on down the road here with a nice, sizable lead. Almost 1.5 seconds between first and second. As your leader now comes into Contino Carousel.
Third spot a little bit further back, Aiden Yoder. A little bit further back in that third spot. But
so
still pretty comfortable to the rest of the field here.
Sarchet, fist pump in the air, grabs the win in X30 Tag Intermediate.
Great job by Sarchet. Great job by Sawyer as well. Honestly, those two guys are really going at it early on and really trying to put together a result. Definitely both those guys are really really going for it there. Riley Deegan will take the win in PRD Senior.
So it's Sarchet, Sawyer, Yoder, and McCauley in your top 4. Michelle Manning winds up with the top 5 in X30. As you mentioned, Riley Dugan coming up with the victory, if you will, in the PRD class, winding up 9th overall.